What's going on YouTube? It's Zero Exploit. Today I'm doing Daily Bugle from TryHackMe. This box is marked hard. We'll be compromising a vulnerable Joomla 3.7 CMS web server using SQL injection to steal the admin's credentials, then exploiting this machine by using a Joomla public exploit. Once we get the creds, the password will be the only thing that we would need to crack, since it is encrypted as a bcrypt hash. Once we crack the password and log into the server and get our shell, we'll be escalating our privileges by taking advantage of Yum. So let's get started.
Exploit. Hackers attack. Warning. Warning. Failure. Without planning.
Okay, so we do know that the box is marked hard for the difficulty. Okay, and the only difference between this box and any of the other machines that I've done in the past is that there's not that many tasks that we have to do. There's only pretty much two, if you think about it. First task is to deploy the machine and access the web server, hoover up the bank. As we can see, it's Spider-Man when we go to the website. Okay, so on the website, as you can see, it's the Daily Bugle, and we got some sort of login form right here. Now we can use SQL map to automate injecting SQL injection in the login form, but we're not going to do that. Okay, so if we come back here, we can see that on task 2, we only have 4 things that we need. So as you've seen in my previous videos, whenever we've done all the easy rooms, it basically gives you an idea of what you have to do, where you need to start, what you need to look for, and this and that. You know, I mean, like with these hard ones, they only give you a couple hints, but they don't tell you or give you a. It's pretty much these hard rooms are to test what you've learned from doing all the easy ones, basically. Okay. So let's go ahead. I've already done an nmap scan and a GoBuster scan, and already have the file saved, so we don't have to sit and wait for the scans to go through. So let's go ahead and start with nmap. First thing I did was export the IP address, so I don't have to always keep entering the IP address. So we'll go here, do that real quick. The nmap scan that I use, nmap tech sc, tech sv, tech oa for output all formats. Yeah, for output all formats. Then nmap tech scan, and then the IP. Okay. When you export your IP address or any IP address like this, whenever you do a scan and you have to use the IP, all you gotta do is do the $ uppercase IP, and basically that's all you need to do. Okay, so that is the nmap scan that I used. GoBuster scan command that I used is GoBuster directory tag u http $IP tag w user share, oops, share, user, can't even type right now, share wordless, GoBuster directory list 2.3 medium, and then tag X for, if you wanted to search for certain files or yeah, certain files or directories. So do tech X. Yeah, tech X is actually for files, not directories. So we'll do like txt, php, html, and then tech O for a file that you wanted to store all the information. So just name it dot out, whatever you want to name it. Name it dot out, name it dot txt, whatever you want to name it. So this is the GoBuster command that I use for that. All right. So let's go ahead and check out our nmap scan. As you can see, we got 3 ports are open. 22 running OpenSSH, port 80 running Apache, and then port 3306 running MySQL. Okay. And if we also check out our GoBuster, okay, as you can see, we got quite a few files and folders. I checked this configuration file on the browser and it will not allow us to access it. So we got to get a shell inside the server to be able to access this, because this configuration file can give you a lot of information. And we also have the administrator. Okay, we got the robots.txt, we can give us some information. But the one that really caught my attention is this one right here, which is readme.txt. So if we go and actually look at it, and you want to try to figure out what version Joomla is using, which is 3.7.0, I answered this earlier. Okay, so, and this is where technically I got the version number at, from right here. All right, so doing that, by getting the version number, I was able to find this exploit right here, which, I mean, we can do SQL map, but I would rather just use this exploit. I've already downloaded it. As you can see, it's just pretty much type in on Google, Joomla 3.7, okay, exploits, GitHub, okay, and it will be the first one right here that you can use. So let's go ahead and use this exploit real quick so we can get some credentials. All right. All right, so we know that's okay. So it's Joomla.py. So Python, Joomla. All right, and then HTTP. And then we should be able to use the $ and IP. See if that works. Okay, so it's found table, extracting users from FB, whatever. All right, so they found the user. Super user is Jonah at tryhackme.com. We have the hash right here of the password for Jonah. So what we'll go ahead and do is cd back here, use Sublime Text to make a hash text file. All right, go ahead and put the hash right here. Save it. All right. Now understand, this is a bcrypt hash, so it doesn't allow you to use, I believe, GPU to be able to brute force it, so it could take a while. But since I did this machine a couple of days ago, we're going to use Johnny, is what I used, was Johnny. And since I've already cracked it, it should crack pretty fast now when we do this demonstration. All right. So let's go ahead and make some notes too. All right, so username is, actually, let me just do this. TryHackMe. Daily Bugle. All right. Username Jonah. Password just need to crack that real quick. So let's go ahead and pop up Johnny. Alright, so from here we just go to open password file. Then we do open password file, pass WD format. Actually, where's it at? CTF, TryHackMe, Daily Bugle. There it is. And as you can see, we already got the password, which is Spider-Man 123. Understand the reason why this cracked it really fast is because this thing, for some reason, keeps track of everything that you've cracked in the past. So if you use that same file, it just cracks it faster for some reason. But this would typically take you 15 to 20, maybe 30 minutes to crack. Now, if you come over here to the options, go under word list, you can find a word list file. And the one I like using is the rocku.txt. So we can just go ahead and come here to computer, go here, should be under user share, where's it at? Share, and then you gotta look for word list. I'm only showing you guys this for people who are new at this. Alright, here it is. As you can see, it doesn't show the rocku.txt right here because you have to rename it to LST instead of TXT, which stands for LST stands for list. As you can see right here. So make sure you change the extension on the rocku.txt to rocku.lst. Alright. Alright, so we got the password. You know that the password is Spider-Man 123. Now remember earlier when I showed you guys in GoBuster, there was a administrator directory. Let's go ahead and clean this up. We can actually go to that and use those credentials to log in. So we know her name is Jonah. Okay. Know her password is Spider-Man 123. Go ahead and log in. Don't save. All right, so now that we're here, one of the things that we want to do is go to extension, go to templates, okay? Come over here to B3, details and files. This is what we're going to do to get our shell. Now, we want to edit the index PHP and put our reverse PHP script inside this machine. I mean, not machine, but inside this index file. So we'll go ahead and copy all of this and delete. Now you can use Metasploit, which that's what we're going to use right now is Metasploit. I've already made a Metasploit shell. You can easily do that by doing MSF Venom, PHP interpreter, reverse underscore TCP, and your IP address. So we got to do lhosts equals whatever your IP address is, 10, 11, 6, 138, and then L port equals 9000. And that should be it. Just hit enter. Actually, you know what? I forgot something. I forgot one thing. Alright, so tag P for payload. Forgot to tag P. Okay, so you can just, I'm not going to go ahead and run this because I already have one. Oops. So as you can see right here, we got the shell PHP. Now make sure that when you do use this command, you don't need to make a file, but if you want to, just do this and then shell.php and then save a file. Save it as shell PHP. But we're not going to do that. So anyways, so what I'm going to do is take the shell.php. You're going to have to change some. All right, go ahead and copy this. Now understand with Metasploit, when you make that PHP script or payload, at first, when you first get it, you'll see a asterisk star right here. You got to take that, and then I think one of these. So you got to make sure that you take the asterisk star and the / out. All right, don't leave it. And then you got to add the end part for the PHP right here. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and paste this. All right. So we know that we got to go to 10.10.67.234, and then it's going to be under. Remember on our scan when we did our Go Buster, we saw templates. Okay, so we're going to go under templates, and then it's going to be under. What is it that we're under right now? Beast 3. Yeah, Beast 3, and then index PHP to run this. Okay, so let's go ahead and get MSF running. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this real quick until it's ready. Okay, it's back. So let's go ahead and set up our multi-handler. We're going to use exploit multi-handler. Oops. And set our payload. PHP interpreter. Where's TCP? Show options. All right, set RL host to 10, 11, 6, 138. And set our L port to 9000, I believe. Double check right here. Nope, port 444. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's already got it, so I really don't need to set it. What am I doing? All right, now we can just go ahead and run. Okay. Come back here. We're going to save that. Now that that's saved, we can actually go here. Go to templates. These 3 index. That's PHP. It should work. Oh, we got our interpreter session. Okay, so let's go ahead. We know. Let's do a get UID. So it's running Apache. That's who we are right now. We're Apache. What we need to do is become. I think it's JJ Jameson. So let's go ahead and go to our shell and get our user. As you can see, we can't even. Okay. So I'm going to do 2 things real quick. I'm going to do Python, TXC, import. We need to get a stabler shell. Import pty dot spawn. Alright. Then bash. All right. Then we're going to export term equals xterm. All right. I won't be able to do this. Okay. So if you go to cd tag homes and we do ls, we get J Jameson. Now we can't go to it because we don't have permissions. So let's go back to the web server, www. All right. See what we got here. With HTML. Remember that configuration PHP script that I was telling you about, which is this one right here. You can check that one out. So let's go ahead and cat PHP. Now when we scroll up, we can see a couple of things here. It's actually a MySQL configuration file. And if we look right here, we see MySQL running on the local host as root, and we got a password that's right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and copy this password now. We're Apache right now. We're not even an actual user. You know what I mean? We don't really have permissions to do much, so we have to be able to escalate our privileges and become a different user. Right now, we're just one step, maybe two steps closer to getting root. So the first thing we need to do is become J Jameson. All right. Let's go ahead and clear this. Now, if we did sudo su, or yeah, sudo su J James. Remember that password that we found? Well, I used that password and it actually doesn't work. Actually, I think I did something wrong. Hold on a second. Right. There we go. Yeah, I put sudo su. All right, now we're J Jameson. Okay, so let's go ahead and clear this out. Type ls. We can actually cd back to homes now and go into the J Jameson directory. Then we can cat the user. Oops. And now we got the user's flag. Let's go back up here real quick. Here, let's go ahead and enter this in here. All right, flag. Okay, come back here real quick. Let's go back to notes and go ahead and enter Spider-Man's password for Jonah. Now we need to get root flag. So like I said before, one of the ways escalating our privileges in this is we have to take advantage of yum, I believe. So if we did sudo tech l, as you can see, we're allowed to use yum without having to enter a password using sudo. Now we can go to over here and type in, actually no, my bad, GTFO bins. Okay, you can go to GTFO bins, type in yum. As you can see, binary yum, function sudo, running sudo. we can just actually copy this entire thing right here, and by using this, we should be able to become root. Go ahead and hit enter. It's gonna take a little bit. And now we're root. So if I did who am I, we're root. Even if we did ID, you can see root. So we just elevated our privileges to root. So let's go ahead and go to the root directory, ls, and we can cat up our root flag and oops. And now we have root. So this is how you guys do the daily bugle. And we are done. So congratulations, guys. You've completed Daily Bugle. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button. And you guys have a great day and keep on hacking.